What is the North Pole? By Grace Nizova Zulu Sitima, Cassandra Van Drunen LaChance, Brianna Bedran, Tim Chapman, Dewani Badressa, Cameron Kabir Bach, Yi Yang Fei, Shatrini Tandon, Bhargavi Venkataraman, and Austin Marden. Narrated by Levon Vokins. Chapter 1. Historical Background of the North Pole by Cassandra Van Drunen LaChance. Introduction. The North Pole is known for a variety of things, from being the northernmost point of our world to the home of the infamous Santa Claus. Found in the Arctic Ocean, the North Pole is constantly moving on various pieces of sea ice. The closest territory of land to the North Pole is the Canadian Nunavut, with Greenland also being near this region. Many moments in history have shaped the world we live in today. When discussing the history of the North Pole, there are three main areas of discussion: polar exploration, the North Pole's ownership, and the Jolly Man in Red himself. This chapter discusses the historical global achievements and arguments about the North Pole. Early interest in the North Pole. As far back as 3000 BC, Arab, Greek, and Egyptian stargazers noted that the heavens revolved around a singular point. This point was close to a specific star within a constellation known as Ursa Minor, or Little Bear, the revolving point star being in the celestial bear's tail. This star was named Polaris by the Greeks, which marked a pivotal point under which there must be the North Pole on the globe, and by extension a South Pole on the opposite end of the world. The Earth was then divided into latitude degrees, with the North Pole being at the 90 degrees north point, making a right angle with the equator's plane. The first Arctic navigator, known as Pytheas, voyaged around 320 BC. He sailed past the coasts of both France and Britain in the northern direction until he was met with what is believed to be sea ice. At the time, he reported that the polar star was high overhead, as well as making a note of the huge white bears that lived by the sea. This sighting was a confirmation to speculations at the time that the area underneath Polaris was guarded by celestial bears, which are known as Arctos. One of the first maps of the northern regions of our world was made by Johannes Ruysch of the Netherlands. This map was released in the early 1500s. On Ruysch's 1507 map, he cites his source entitled De Inventione Fortunata, which was written by Oxford scholar Nicholas of Lynn. Ruysch specifically states that, in the book De Inventione Fortunata, it may be read that at the North Pole there is a high mountain of magnetic stone 33 German miles in circumference. This is surrounded by Mare Sagunum, which pours out water like a vessel through openings below. Around it are 4 islands, surrounded by extensive desolate mountains for 24 days' journey, where there is no human habitation. Magnetic North Pole discovery. Back in the 19th century, finding a passage that would connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans became the obsession of many, some Arctic explorers being driven by fame rather than science. Due to these explorers seeking fame, many expeditions were poorly executed and became trapped when their ships got stuck in ice as temperatures dropped in the winter season, in turn causing many of these Arctic explorers to die. Besides seeking this passage, many explorers also set off in search of both the geographical North Pole and magnetic North Pole. While both places maintain North Pole in their name, the two poles are actually different. While the geographical North Pole is at the top of Earth, the magnetic North Pole is distant from the geographical North Pole and is the polar part of the northern hemisphere's magnetic field. In fact, the difference between these 2 points is called declination. There are multiple ways in which the Earth's magnetic field can be measured in multiple ways, including the use of a compass that would point horizontally north, or a wire instrument known as a dip circle that dips due south at the magnetic North Pole. It was in 1930 that scientists knew and understood that the magnetic field on Earth was different in terms of intensity depending on the location that it was measured. In the year 1831, James Clark Ross set out in search of the magnetic North Pole. Ross searched for this point on the Booth
Sample complete. Ready to continue?